we are going to work through the Chinese Zodiac problem in Codequest Academy. This one I think is one of the easier ones, actually. Let's take a look at it really quick. So usually what I do is kind of jump right down to the input-output. That's how I do these things. Looks like, as usual, we've got a number that tells us how many lines of input to expect, and then it looks like we print that number back out with some information. Okay, so the aspect, the element, and the animal. Okay, so let's kind of circle back here. Oh look, they actually have us, like, they walk us through the math, which is really helpful. Like, they basically give you the formula for this guy, which is pretty nice. Okay, so we first print out yin or yang. Yang is even, yang is odd. Okay, let's actually just start with that. Let's just get yin or yang done. Okay, let's just get that part. Okay, so I am shamelessly stealing stuff from my anagram checker. I'm going to go ahead and, I'm not going to copy paste, but I do have it open on the other screen here. Recycling code is efficient. Okay, so don't feel bad about copy pasting stuff. Okay, so same thing as a lot of the other Codequest. I just have a line that's just going to grab that initial number that then tells us how many more lines we're going to get. So we're going to, again, just like my last one, have a for loop that is going to run that many times. Okay, and I'm going to grab each line of input, and let's do an R strip just to be safe. And it is, in this case, once again, it is an input. It is an integer. Unlike if you just did the anagram checker or some other one with me where there are like words and stuff. This guy here, we do want to process it as a number. Like, everything in here is numbers, so you're always going to have that int in front. Okay? Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is actually just print it back out, okay? Because if you look at the output here, the first thing we do is we just print the number right back out. So I'm going to do that. Right away, I'm just going to print out, if it says 1984, I'm going to print out 1984. So make sure when you do this, though, that you don't just say print line, because what that'll do is it'll print line and then skip a line. So you know this from my class. In order to have it not skip a line, we're going to say end is just a space. So we want to have it print that number and then a space, not an actual new line. Okay? So I'm just printing it right back out. Okay? Easy peasy. So we said we were just going to figure out yang versus yin, and then we'll do kind of the more complicated ones. Yang versus yin. So in order to test if something is even or odd, which is what we're going to do, and you're probably going to have to do this in other Codequest problems, so it's a good thing we're handling it here, is we're going to use modulo. Something is even if you can divide it by 2 and there's no remainder. So I'm just going to basically check that. I'm going to say if line modulo 2, remember modulo looks like a percent sign, but in computer science it's modulo. It divides 2 numbers and keeps the remainder. So if this sucker is 0, we know it's even, and if it's even, hold on, I'm getting this mixed up. Yeah, it's yang, okay? So we're going to go ahead and print yang, and then also, once again, put a space in there. Okay? And otherwise, if it's not even, it has to be odd. We don't even have to do the math there. Yin. Okay, cool. So we can actually go ahead and just test this, just the yin-yang part. We're obviously not done yet, but let's see if we put in like 1984 and 212, we should be getting yangs both times. So let's see if we're kind of close there. So I'm going to run it and save it as Chinese Zodiac. Okay, so it's running, and let's just say we're going to do 2 inputs for testing. 1984 is yang, and you know what, I'm going to actually do one that I know is a yin. 2043 is yin. Perfect. Okay, so we're already a third the way done. Okay, so next we need to figure out the elements, the wood, fire, other stuff like that. Okay. Alright, so for the elements, let's go back here. It says we subtract 4 from the year. That's easy. Divide the value by 10, take the remainder, so we got another modulo. Divide that by 2 and round down to the nearest integer. You're probably going to need my help for this, okay? So, and then use that value to locate the element from the list above. So wood is 0, fire. Okay, so we're going to literally use a list. Okay. All right, so easy peasy for the first part here. So we're just going to say, let's create a new variable because we don't want to mess with what's in that variable line because we're going to reuse it for the animal. So let's create a new variable. Let's call it element. Okay. So element is line -4. So I'm just subtracting 4 from the year like they said. And now we're going to divide that value by 10 and take the remainder. Okay. So we're going to say element is element modulo 10. Okay, so remember, when you divide by 10 and keep the remainder, it's the modulo symbol. And then it says divide that by 2, round down to the nearest integer. Okay. Element is element, divide by 2. But here's the trick. For the round down, you could do this, but it's not going to do it right. So just, you know, this function exists. Round will exist. But they're having to do some weird, funky stuff here. They're like 7 divided by 2, 3.5, which rounds down to 3. That's not normally the way your math classes do it. But there is something that I got this to work with when I was messing around with it. If instead you use the floor function. Now notice it's not like highlighting here because Thani doesn't know what it is. The reason why he doesn't know what it is because this lives in a library that you're going to import math. Okay, so if you import math and then tell Thani that, hey, this floor function is in there, it should be able to, I guess it doesn't light up still, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be okay now. Okay, and then use that value to locate the element. Let's just kind of walk through here. Subtract 4, we got that. Divide by 10, keep the remainder, we got that with the modulo. Divide by 2, and then round down, so we're going to use that floor function. Now we just need to make a list from this list up here. So we've got 5 elements are wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Okay, so let's literally make a list. Let's call it elements. Is that too confusing to have something called elements when we have something called elements? I don't know, we could call it like cycle, I don't know. I'm just going to call it elements. I'm sorry, I'm not being creative tonight. Elements. Okay, so hopefully that's not confusing. All right, so checking it out. So we've got wood. Make sure you get the capitals. Remember, it's super picky about that. Fire. Earth. Sounds like a 70s band. Metal. And water. Okay, cool. All right, so now, hopefully that looks familiar. We've done a bunch of lists in class. We're just going to print out whatever number we got here. So I'm just going to say print elements. So I'm going to print, right, that list. And then the index, the one I'm going to print out, is that variable I just calculated. And again, we have one more thing to print out, so make sure that we don't skip a line. Okay, all right, so once again, let's test it. Okay, so, all right, so 4... I'm going to actually do all 4 of them right now. Let's just check if we're getting the same thing. 1984. Yang wood, that's working. 2012. Yang water, that's working. 2020. Yang metal, check. And then finally, 2043. Yin water, check. Okay, everything's right so far. So we're just going to kind of do the same process over again. In fact, I might even just like copy paste. Again, laziness is a virtue. So yeah, this is so similar that I think we can probably copy paste and just change it. So subtract 4, divide by 12 this time, and we don't even have to do this last step, so we can actually like take that last thing off. So let's just go ahead, copy paste this. Let's change the comment, the animal, and call this animals. And the animals, let's go ahead and fix this right away. The animals are rat, ox, tiger. Would help if I actually close this quote here. Rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog and pig. Okay. All right. So we're going to create a new variable, and let's not call it element anymore because it's not. I mean, we could, but just to kind of keep things clear, we're going to call this. I don't know what to call it. Oh my gosh, I'm just so not creative tonight. Let's call it year. Okay. Might be a little more clear than having like two variables with kind of the same name. Year. Okay, alright. I am recording right now. No, you're not. Don't say that. Just. Okay. Okay, it's not ruined. Stop talking to me. Sorry. Okay, and we're subtracting by 4 still, but we need to, divide by 12 this time. Okay. And I just took out this line where we have to do the floor division. It's actually easier to do the animal. Okay. All right. I think we're good. And notice I don't have the end because I do want it to skip a line because at this point we're like doing the next year. All right. Let's see how close we get. Okay. So again, let's do 4. I'm going to do 5 because I want to find out my information. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So 5, 1984 should be Yang would. Oh, I never fixed this. Duh. Sorry. Okay. We need to actually change this too. Animals, year. There we go. Okay. Let's try it one more time. All right. So we've got 5. So 1984 is Yang Wood Rat. Perfect. Let's try it. 2012 is Yang Water Dragon. Perfect. 2020 is Yang Metal Rat. Oh no, it's supposed to be rat, but I'm getting rabbit for some reason. Did I just maybe put this in the wrong order? Rat, ox, tiger. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake. Huh. Let me take a look here. Oh! I'm so sorry. Do you guys see my bug? See my bug? This is the problem with copy pasting, is that you have to, like, really double check that you have actually, like, replaced all the stuff from the copy paste and not, like, used old variables. Sorry. Okay, well, it's good that you're seeing me make these mistakes, because you need to watch these same mistakes, too. Alright, for real now. Let's try it one more time. Okay. 1984. Whoa. I'm not typing down there. 5. No! Stop. Stop. Okay. 5. 1984. Yang Wood Rat. Correct. Okay. 2012, Yang Water Dragon, nice. 2020, Yang Metal Rat, perfect. 2043, Yin Water Pig, and then just an extra one, this isn't in there, just to find out what I am. I am a Yang Earth Horse. Yeah, horses are very popular, by the way. Okay, I did check this in the Codequest Academy, and I got it correct, so hopefully this will work for you too. Call me over if you got bugs or questions. Otherwise, I think this is a really good example because it does cover modulo. No splitting in this one, but other good concepts that you might need for Codequest. So definitely ask me questions if you got any. All right, good luck.